Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to a new video. This one is going to be more on the longer side this time. I've been doing short videos. Not like shorts, but like videos that are like maybe 8 or 9 minutes long or five. Um, yeah, the next upcoming videos after this are going to be a lot longer. So I think I've been short mainly because I've been working on a lot of stuff. So I'm really sorry about that. This is so This video by Winst Media, posted on March 17th, 2022, almost a year ago. Um, so it says my tips and pet peeves for Fan-Gan rompers. Obviously, um, obviously I made sorry, I was reading this side. Obviously I made my own dinner romper. If you guys want to check out, just go to my playlist and it should be all here. Fourth one's coming out soon. We're gonna I'm gonna when he when he's explaining the tips, I'm gonna say if I done it or not, like if and what I done with it, and then with pet peeves, we're gonna see if I done any pet peeves. I feel like I've done a lot of pet peeves, and I should hopefully I will learn some more from this video going forward. Anyways, let's get a move on with this and see where it takes us. Very sorry about that. I better go get a Coke. Yeah, obviously, spoilers. If you haven't seen the main series, get off. And if you haven't seen my series, get off because I'm gonna explain. If he, like what I said earlier, if he says a tip, I'll say the tip that I did and what chapter and why I did it, and then say with the pet peeves, I'll do the same thing. So get off if you haven't seen the main one, and get off this video if you haven't seen mine. So yes, but continue in. Hopefully you guys can hear it. So you should.
Hey there, what's up? It's me again, and it's been a while, hasn't it? I decided to take a break over the months to find my footing on this channel, and I feel
That's
like this
fine.
video is the perfect one to end my hiatus. If you don't know, I've kind of been invested
Play
in
the Squid Game music.
Danganronpa soon. Danganronpa is the storyteller Danganronpa killing game on their own, usually with an original cast as well, so there are some instances where they use pre-established characters from other franchises. Even though I'm kind of mixed on the Danganronpa fandom as a whole, I really do enjoy how creativity and storytelling is put more into the spotlight. I
Yeah.
honestly wish more fandoms would value fanfiction and original characters like this. That being said, while I do enjoy watching these fan stories unfold, I have seen a couple of writings involved that
Here we go. I feel like a lot of the writing falls. Memorable one had good writing. Memorable two kind of had good writing. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm talking about my series right now. My series for one had good writing. My series for two kind of good writing. My series for three, it just wasn't as good as I wanted it to be. Four, I think four has been the best. I pretty much wrote. I'm writing the entire script for the fourth one, and right now, as the time of this video, I'm currently working on sort of five, and I think four and five are the best out of the ones I made. And with the main ones, they're all just good.
Fan-Gans fall into, which makes sense considering that a lot of these stories are made by big writers, sometimes even being children.
Yeah, beginning, yeah, children.
Compared
That's
something on the
me.
same level as a AAA video game like Danganronpa made by vegetables. Even so, I thought it would be fun video talking about the various pet peeves I have in these stories, as well as give some helpful advice along the way. Wait a minute! How can you, a subpar YouTuber with no creative writing experience, give Fan-Gans advice when you haven't even made a Fan-Gans yourself? Well, you see, straw man I just made up, you're completely right. Um,
Yeah.
However, I have been attempting to make a Fan-Gans comic of my own, which probably isn't the best amount of focus because by doing so, I feel like I've learned a lot about what it takes to be a creative writer and how there's a
For
It
game
lets
music,
you
yeah.
talking about how your story is going to unfold and actually have to write that story. Needless to say, writing is hard. Oh, and
It is.
also, I'm not going to reference any specific stories in this video, as I don't want any negativity or harassment coming to the creators from this video. I only use store out of Super Danganronpa and number 2 for the thumbnail, so people clicking on the video would know it's about Danganronpa. And I have nothing against the series whatsoever. I want this video to inspire creativity, much like how writing Fan-Gans has inspired me to write my own characters and stories, even if it eventually never sees the light of day. So, without further ado, let's begin.
Here we go. Okay. Part 1. Going through them. Okay.
The first kind of pet peeve I have with a lot of Danganronpas is when they try to get to the exciting parts of Danganronpa, such as the motive announcement, the body discovery, the trial, etc., while ignoring parts that may be considered as filler. I perfectly understand where this sentiment comes from. When you look back on Danganronpa, you only really remember the moments that stuck out to you, but when you neglect them with downtime moments where characters just hang out, at the point where characters die or get revealed as murderers feel more empty as you never really got a chance to know them on a personal level. This is actually a common criticism of the anime adaptations of Trigger Happy Havoc, which tried to tell the 25-hour story in only a quarter of that time, and by doing so, only really goes through the motions of the story without delving in deeper. I've kind of
Hmm.
experienced this issue myself when making my story, and I feel like I've got two ways to remedy this issue. One is not only have more subplots relating to the characters and or mystery of your series, but also have every single character do at least something throughout the course of the story. Whether it be making friends with someone else, going through a character arc, or even coming up with ways to make
Yeah, I have. I know. I have a problem with character arcs in my series. I feel like you just can't do it with certain characters.
and the killing game. Thinking about things this way kind of forces you to come up with various unique side plots that you could insert into the daily and deadly lives of your fan guy. Not only developing all your characters, but also adding some intrigue to your plot as well.
Yeah, character development is a big plot.
I noticed that every Danganronpa character.
The only in particular I can think of are Leon, the one that's the 2-to-1 killer, and Yasuhiro. The first two are early killers, while Yasuhiro is funny, so it works.
Has done something outside the killing game to either enhance the plot or enhance their own character. So if we do that with our own cast, we can make them much more memorable. The other way I feel like I manage this is by setting up a little calendar in your outline, showing how many days have passed both in the game overall and in the specific chapter, such as day 6, which would be day 3 of chapter 2. Danganronpa tends to have 3 to 5 days per chapter, with the exception of chapter 5. So try writing your story with that day limit in mind, and like with the characters, you can have each of these days use something to the story. Even
Yeah. I'm. That's what I'm gonna do in Dinner before, because it's gonna be a lot more. I want to say gameplay. There's gonna be a lot more screen time with characters. There's gonna be a lot of free time. Instead of going to straight, oh, you're in a killing game too. Oh, you're going to sleep, and then straight up going to, oh, somebody's dead. No, it's like that with all of the ones I made. But for 4, it's gonna be different. It's gonna be where, oh, killing game. Okay, we're going to bed. Okay, we're waking up. We're gonna hang out. We're gonna do stuff. Then we're gonna find out mysteries. Go to bed. Same thing next day. Same thing next day until it gets to the point where, well, yeah, obviously the mother can't forget that. Then it's gonna keep on going until somebody dies. That's how, and that will make the runtime longer, and it will also make the viewers more interested in learning the character stories, because I obviously can't just kill a character and not have them like be important. Like I did that with a lot of characters. I feel now they gotta have a death story before they die. Hopefully,
so when the motive hasn't been announced yet. Again, doing this kind of forces you to come up with side plots and ways to move the story along without jumping straight into the motive and victim reveal. Speaking of
yeah.
which,
See,
keep in mind that
that's what I did.
Akuma's motives tend to take days before murder actually occurs, so the cast tends to get wary whenever Monokuma tries to get them.
Yeah, and 4 I'm gonna wait maybe until day 3, 2 or 3 to do to start the motive, and then maybe by day 5 or 6, something will
This
happen.
isn't always the case, but I feel like it's something to take note of regardless. One more way to fix this issue is by looking at the Happy and its anime counterpart. See what kinds of things the anime left out and why doing so makes the yeah, retards the protagonist. I'm the wrong person who's the killer and wrong, so when told, ignore the wisdom himself as to destroy the murderer with facts and lies that can make everyone think that one the killer for no reason other than the fact that the almighty protagonist suspected. See, I kind of went on tangent there. Anyway, yeah, you should try to go look at the original Danganronpa games to reference on Painting the Film.
Yes, that what I'm doing right now is I'm rewatching V3. I'm rewatching the entire gameplay. By the time on this video, by the time I'm recording this, I am rewatching it, and by the time it comes out, I'll be done, and I'm gonna copy not all, but some strategies from V3. Right, part two. Where's the despair?
Speaking of tone, another pet peeve I have while Danganronpa is tone, or more specifically, the tone's lack of dread. A lot of Danganronpas I've watched, my draft included, have this issue where characters don't really treat death and murder with the severity those topics do.
Yeah, it's called the characters of the have emotions. They can't just be like, oh, someone just got executed. Anyways, let's all go to bed.
When a
Like
character
that's what I feel like it's like with my series sometimes.
dies, the characters only feel mildly sad, with no sense of
Yeah,
fear or dread, and when a
it's like
character
I'm very sad. Anyways, like
kills
that
a
meme right there,
murderer, the other
right
cast
there.
members are way too forgiving and don't really process the fact that this person murdered another, even with the conditions of the killing game. Again, I understand where this is coming
Yeah,
from.
that's one thing
When
I'm gonna
you're
do.
invested in
Add
the
emotions.
Danganronpa series and 70% of your cast is either dead or a murderer, you kind of get used to the idea of death, at least in the Danganronpa series. So it doesn't really hold as much weight to you as it did when you first played it. However, one of the reasons why Danganronpa works so well is because it twists the human fear of death into something both beautiful and disturbing. It's why you hear the word despair so much. This feeling of despair is essential to the series. So, how do you add despair to the series? My best advice for this is to either picture yourself in a deadly scenario or watch other media related to murder just to remind you how horrific murder and death can be, so that you can write your characters and tone with that horror in mind. Watching Swim Game reminded me of the sheer brutality of death, and there's even a
Yeah,
character who kills people to save themselves and others, kind of like a killer you would find in Danganronpa. Also remember that, even with more sympathetic victims, each murder is essentially a trolley problem that some people will find morally objectionable. I'm not saying that you shouldn't make sympathetic murders. I enjoy them too. It's one of the reasons why I love Danganronpa. But just remember that these people are still murderers, and consider the effects that murder entails.
all right. Part three. Great. Here we go. Panorama 3.
Speaking of which, it's time to talk about the murder mysteries of the Fan-Gans, and I have a couple things to talk about them. Before I do though, I want to say that from experience, writing murder mysteries is hard. You're the
Yes,
person
yes. Let me actually. I can't be showing it. Never mind.
seriously, you're the
I was gonna say I was about to click on it and show you some stuff of how many pages it is, but somebody would have found out. But it explains who dies. Yeah.
you
Never
have to
mind.
create
Never mind.
two different stories that both make sense and connect to each other, and it's a fine balance between creating a puzzle that is solvable yet challenging. It's certainly an ambitious task.
Yeah, it is. You have the class trial scripts. For dinner number one, um, the average of class trial ratings were around 2 days. For dinner number two, class trial rating for me took 1 day. For dinner number three, class trial rating took around maybe less than a day, not even a day. Um, for number four, it took about 2.5 days to 3 days. So obviously, then dinner number four cases will be longer than
Perfect
most of them.
getting writers
That'd be challenging.
only make one, but six different mysteries in one story. That is to say that while I see various plots and mysteries, it's understandable from a beginner or even intermediate perspective. Now, these things happen as the murder mystery is a difficult genre to write, especially in the way Danganronpa handles it with the cross trials. Okay, now that that's out of the way, one pet peeve I have with the trials is that there tends to be a lack of any serious red herrings that lead the viewer astray.
Here we
Now,
go.
I do see that these fangans tend to around three false suspects per case with some substance. And oftentimes these suspects do something worthy of hiding, making them actually suspicious. An example of such a red herring would be that it turns out that Larry was awake at the time of the murder. That seems pretty suspicious. However, the reason why Larry snuck in at such a late time was to be with his secret lover. Ooh, how interesting. Well,
Yeah, some I didn't know, but with some fan cams they make the killer very obvious, and then with others they make it pretty dumb. Cause like if somebody's like, oh, like what he was just saying, oh wait, at the murder, then all of a sudden, oh we know he's not the killer. There's no need to be leading the dialogue of how he's not a killer, and that is the main key. Is that you want the viewer to think that they are the killer, and then persuade them to believe that they are not. And same with goes with the opposite. Persuade them that they aren't the killer, and then you persuade them that they are. Or you can do a little trick where you can say that so and so met up with so and they committed a murder together. But then a twist would be, oh, that person didn't do it. And the viewer would be like, what? I thought they did do it. It's not just like, oh, you didn't do the murder, and then the viewer's like, oh, I already knew that. You have to make the viewer, you have to mislead the viewer, and then after you mislead them, you convince them that he or she is or not the killer, and that is exactly how it should be working.
that was the most unenthused. Ooh, how
God, stop.
occurring, including the victims themselves. Then the effects of their actions relating to the subplot will appear in the form of distinct pieces of evidence. Not only the subplot adds complexity to the mystery by adding false clues leading to the wrong direction, but it also helps develop more characters, especially if there's a victim who won't be able to be fleshed out again. Think about all of the victims who really got their moment in the spotlight after they died, especially in the earlier chapters where they don't get much screen time for the rest of
Yeah,
the
yeah,
story.
yeah. You want your characters to have screen time. It's not just like, oh, hi, nice meeting you. 2 minutes later, who's ready to investigate the person we met 2 minutes ago's body and they only had one line? I feel like that happens a lot of mine.
Again, I would suggest that the subplot that goes through it should be something that a suspect would reasonably lie about, whether it be the time and place they were at would make them look like the culprit, or that they're hiding a personal secret of theirs.
Yeah, and then same with lying. You have to persuade a viewer that to convince them.
There's this really good piece of writing advice I heard on a YouTube video that states that every suspect of a crime should be lying about something.
Yes, I agree with that. Somebody should be lying. At least one person should be lying in a case. Or there should be one person who is just throwing everybody off for the fun of it. Or they're throwing everybody off because they actually don't know. And they're just saying random things. Then it starts an entire mess. And then there's another thing you have to go over.
If everyone who's innocent tells the truth, then whoever doesn't is automatically the murderer.
Yes, that is another thing. There has to be half people who can. Why do they have to show the DJ? Okay, but there has to be half of the group has to at least not be the murderer, and the other half has to be. But the thing is, you don't want to narrow it down. You have to narrow it down with evidence. Like if there's two suspects and one of them goes, "Oh, I was in so and so's room," and then the other person says, "No, you weren't." They're out. They're gone. But if they say so and so was there, and then the other person has evidence, then
Which just makes
obviously they're
wrong.
not out.
If you play it earlier, this is also the reason why the witnesses constantly commit perjury for no reason. Now that we've talked about the suspects, it's time to talk about the big bad black end and the specific pet peeve
Oh
I
no,
have
here
about
we
it.
go.
In a lot of fan-fics I've seen, whenever the protagonist first suspects someone of being the true murderer, the case practically ends. All that happens now is one of those argument armaments switches and boom, the trial's over. why this happens is because, since the viewer already knows who the true killer is, there's nothing else to be solved. However, you can't just figure out who the true killer is.
Yeah, what I'm gonna do with Dead and Rob before is sometimes they might figure out the killer, and then so I want somebody to bring in the most absurd thing, and then there's another mystery to figure out. Then there we go. That's how you do another 30 minutes of screen time.
You also have to convince everyone else that this person is the one who done it.
Yeah.
In fact,
Same with the viewer or player.
in the first class trial was revealed around the halfway point of the trial. So, how do you do this? Well, think about this. When you first accuse a character of murder, usually it's just that, an accusation. Not many people are going to believe you just on your word alone. So, you provide evidence. However, that's just a single piece of evidence. And while a few people may hop onto your side, there's also plenty of possibilities that could have that piece of evidence exist while your suspect remains innocent. So, you provide more evidence. People question it, and the process repeats until there's nothing that can possibly explain the culprit's innocence.
Yeah.
There's just too much evidence that points to them being the culprit. Remember, in a class trial, people's lives are on the line, so if they're going to vote on someone being the killer, they better be certain that they're actually the black killer. One more thing I want to add, and this is something I've experienced when writing for a class trial, is to remember that class trial is a group discussion. Like I said before, when I had my
Sorry that I paused there. My dad came back from the middle. No, I'm joking. Continue.
killer they revealed, it felt more like a one-on-one conversation
Yes,
between my
yes, it did.
protagonist and the killer, with the side characters only providing funny quips and jokes along the way. It made the side characters feel useless to the story, like when I
I I know I lack in this with 1, 2, and 3, but every character has to have well, at least many minutes of screen time. Many. In the class trial, not just one person is solving the case, but multiple people are solving the case. But then there's always some people who are gonna bring up, like I said, absurd things. And that is what I'm gonna do in 4. I am strict. I'm gonna be strict about 4. I'm gonna be very strict. I'm putting all my effort into it.
I'm writing the script, I think,
What in the world is it? What?
oh yeah, I forgot this character here. Gotta add their line so people don't forget like I did. So yeah, make sure to have the cast bring up points to the trial as well, especially when the true killer is cute. The killer isn't the only one who brings up points to defend their innocence. Sometimes people are initially going to be on their side, and other times people just ask a question about the case that they are unsure of, to which you provide evidence that helps them realize who the killer is. Again, if no one's
Yeah. By the way, in 1, 2, and 3, they found the killer within 20 minutes. The trial was 15 to 20 minutes, or maybe even 30. In 4, it'll be a lot longer. Maybe some chapters might even be over an hour. Not gonna lie. Mainly because I'm not gonna spoil. I'm trying not to spoil too much.
when the trial
I'm already giving away way too
would
much.
already be over, which just isn't realistic.
What are other things? Let me know. Like,
So that's all the advice and nitpicks I have when it comes to writing some of the Fan-Gan roleplayers. But I also want to give some general advice on the production of a Fan-Gan roleplay as well, as I believe doing so can further help aspiring creators put their ideas out into the world. This video is meant to inspire creativity after
yeah,
all. So my first piece of advice, and probably my most important, is that when you want to make a Fan-Gan roleplay, try to do as much as you can by yourself before starting a team. Often
I don't got a team. I'll do it by myself. I don't need a team. I work alone.
times we see many aspiring
I like to work alone, unless I'm with a friend. Oh, wait, that's right. Now I'm joking.
fan creators create a cool new idea for a Fan-Gan robot. Hire tons of voice actors.
No. I'm never hiring a voice actor ever. It's way too much work. Um, it's way too much work. Plus, I don't have the money to hire them. And number two, oh, so and so is sick. We're gonna have to push this chapter out until next year or something. No, not next year. That's overexaggerating. Until 2 months, and then you're like, let's listen. If you hire voice actors, it would probably take me weeks to make it a single chapter. Same with editing. Um, I'd rather just stick to my normal type, which I normally film a Danganronpa episode for around 3 hours for 40 minutes. For a 40-minute episode takes around 3 hours. And, and a 1 hour episode should probably take around maybe three and a half, or depends. I don't know. And then sometimes some chapters are around half an hour, which takes around 2.5 hours. It all depends on how long it is. I'm
Programming.
talking about mine, not the actual one.
Etc. And then a couple minutes later, the project crashes and burns because there's nothing to work on, teammates are arguing how to handle the project, and people quit because, again, there's nothing to work on because the project
Exactly.
has only been conceived a couple months ago, and the first draft hasn't even begun. Okay, I may be exaggerating a little bit there, but the point is that a lot of projects tend to fail because the creator either hires the staff way too early in production, or the creator is too reliant on their staff without bringing much to the table for himself. This doesn't just apply to Fan-Gans, it applies to all projects. It's why so many crowdfunding campaigns fail. People who lack the expertise needed to make a project on their own believe that money can solve all their issues, and that they can just hire the people needed to complete the things that they can't. However, doing so means that you can only complete your project if you meet your monetary goal. And even if you have all the money you need, directing, leading, and financial management are skills in of themselves, and it's quite difficult to lead something you don't have any expertise in. That's why almost every cartoon creator is experienced in art and animation, even if they go through the animating themselves. In order to
Yeah,
prevent this, I first suggest to play to your strengths, so that you'll be able to complete most, if not all, of your projects by yourself if you have the time. Are you a programmer? Try making a fan game on RPG Maker or Unity. Are you an artist? Try making a webcomic or an Instarampa, which, for the uninformed, is a series of images that resemble Danganronpa gameplay that is hosted on the site Instagram, and occasionally as a YouTube series. Can't program or draw? Try making a fan fiction where you can later commission CGs for, but it's not necessary to the completion of the project. Doing this will not only ensure that the fate of your project is in your hands, it also saves you a lot of money if you choose to hire people. If you really feel like you need to add an element to your project, try learning the skill on your own before trying to hire someone else. Of course, you can't do everything by yourself. Certain
that's a lie. I did everything by myself.
aspects, like voice acting and to an extent artists, editors, and programmers, sometimes have to be hired in order to complete the project depending on size.
I completed my charger on my own.
All I'm saying is that you should try to get as much as you can by yourself and only resort to hiring slash recruiting elders if it's absolutely necessary. And when you do recruit for help, wait until you have a tangible product, either having the final script for your entire fangan or the final script for at least the prologue in the entirety of chapter 1, and potentially the first draft for everything else. That way, your team members can have something to work on while you work as well. Speaking of work, another piece of advice I'd like to give is that if there's any part of the Fan-Gans making process that seems too difficult or daunting for you to do, don't be afraid to simplify it. For example, the average Danganronpa character tends to have around 5 poses, and that's not even counting all the sprites with different facial expressions of the same pose. So even if a single artist were to replicate this aspect of Danganronpa, it would have to make over 240 individual drawings for the entire cast, which is incredibly daunting if you're an artist, and incredibly expensive if you aren't. So instead of trying or paying to do all that work, you could try lightening the load by decreasing the amount of poses by a
So,
significant amount. One really good example of this would be the Your Die series, in which each character is given a default pose that is unique and expresses each character's personality, and isn't just them standing and looking directly at the screen. That way, Nanganai can allow for these characters to be equally as expressive without having to draw as many key poses. For example, Shotakuna only has 2 key poses, and the rest of the sprites are just a difference in facial expression, which is a lot easier to manage as an artist. Some characters, like Jin, only has 1 pose, and all the changes are with the face, head,
I do. I want it to be. No, I'm not saying I want to copy it exactly. I'm just saying that it would be better if it didn't lack in something.
Also, they don't appreciate it if you do have them. I mean, I certainly do. It's just that the thing Danganronpa fans appreciate the most is the one story, and as long as you can provide that, then they don't mind if you don't have the other aspects of the
Yeah, I'm a
story.
storyteller. I like story over dialogue. Actually, and they're both equal.
Curious. So, there we have it. Those are my personal thoughts.
Yeah. Anyways, what you learned from this video, you learned a lot about my next offer. You learned a lot about what I lack on, what I don't lack on, my opinion on stuff, and you kind of got some behind the scenes. Not, but yeah, that's gonna wrap it up for this one. What is this? I don't know what that means. But anyways, goodbye.